Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gadget Show, live from here in the NEC. I'm bringing you the Gadget Show Invitational £5,000 Starcraft 2 tournament brought to you by Alienware. Currently sitting in the game zone right now, which is, of course, sorted out by the one and only game. And it's looking absolutely fantastic right now. Really, really is absolutely awesome. Whatever the case, also thanks to Heaven Media for bringing you this, and Quad V for providing the streaming and production. We're going to be going to a game right now between Socke and Bling. We just saw Bling defeated by his teammate Show. The question is, can he hold up better in a PvP environment versus the mighty Socke, who has actually been defeated in a PvP by Hazelwobs in this particular group stage tournament. So that's quite intriguing. Socke usually with a very strong Protoss v Protoss style. However, Hazelwobs really did bring the pain, and there wasn't an awful lot that Socke could do. He seemed to be on the ropes most of the time. We'll see as to whether or not he can actually pull back from that. Find out whether or not our players are ready to get started, and we'll get kicked off as quickly as possible. This is going to be on the Terminus. Yeah, this is the GSTL version of Terminus SE. Will be ready to go in 1 to 2 minutes' time. In the meantime, I suppose I can tell you a little bit about Bling. Those of you who don't know who Bling is the newest addition to Team Dignitas, and he was chosen via the Gamer Search that took part in a LAN event down at the Gamer Base in the heart of London. It was an 8-player event done after various online qualifiers, and at the end, the Master of Dignitas, as some people like to call him, that's certainly what he likes to be called. As to whether or not his team players actually call him that, I don't know. A little bit debatable. Well, words I can't really repeat on the air. But whatever the case, OD decided to choose him out of the 8 players, really because, 1, he also won the tournament, and 2, he just looked so incredibly dominant. I think the only guy on his level really anywhere close to it was actually a player called Lau, and Lau actually lost to Bling in a very convincing fashion. So Bling, a great player, the newest addition to Team Dignitas. However, this is probably the first tournament he's really played in against these big international players in a LAN environment. So this is very different for him, and it's certainly a learning experience. It's the kind of thing that you have to do if you're going to be a pro gamer. You've got to be prepared to deal with things in a first-person sort of area. Online is not the same, folks. It really, really is not. There's an awful lot more factors you have to bear in mind, including the fact that you've got actually spectators in the audience around you. We're going right into the game right now, folks. You can hear this countdown to destruction. And here we go right now on the GSTL Terminus SE Protoss v Protoss matchup, Socke versus Bling from Team Dignitas. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Terminus SE. My name is Total Biscuit, bringing you all the action right now between Socke in the light blue trunks. He is playing Protoss versus his opponent Bling from Team Dignitas, also playing Protoss, and he is in the orange trunks over to the west of the map right here. This could be intriguing, ladies and gentlemen. I am interested to see just how well Bling's PvP style holds up against Socke, who has lost 1 PvP already, but was showing absolutely no signs of his confidence being knocked. Socke, an incredibly confident player, and a very, very good one as well, with a lot of tournament wins under his belt. I'm talking about live tournaments as well. I'm not talking about doing a LAN or anything like that. It is live tournaments. He is very, very experienced in that regard. So that will certainly help him an awful lot in this particular tournament. Socke, his PvP style is varied. That's the cool thing about it. He likes to do all sorts of different things, and it's interesting to watch. He's got a lot of strategies against 4-gating, for instance, and we'll have to see if Bling decides to go for the 4-gate way. He very well might, honestly, considering he is certainly losing games in the group stages. Now, bearing in mind that the group stages is only for seeding right now, all of the players will be going through, and I believe the top winners will actually get a bye only through the first round, so they will stay in the winners bracket of this double elimination, whereas some of the others will, of course, be knocked down. I would imagine, considering the setup, that there'll be 2 matches, and it'll be in a best-of-3 format, whereby a couple of those players are going to go down to the losers bracket. It's not a very large tournament in terms of the number of players here. We actually had a couple of players that unfortunately were not able to attend, including Insolence and Goody and Orc as well. And we have in our roster, we've got Naniwan, we've got Show, we've got Select, we've got Bling, we have Socke, and we have Hazelwob. So we're looking at 4 Protoss and 2 Terran. No Zerg in this tournament, I'm afraid, because No Grim was unable to make it due to illness. So that's kind of upsetting, but nonetheless, we have 2 extremely competent Terran players. We're talking about Select and Show, 2 of the best Terran in the world, so I would certainly not be worried for their survivability in this particular tournament. Bling on the way out for a scout, as is Socke. Socke will find him first, no real doubt about that. And let's see if Bling decides to go for that 4-gateway aggression against Socke, and can Socke actually handle it. It depends on the map, really. We've seen some great comebacks from exceptional 4-gateway aggression. The 4-gate of Atero, for instance, very, very powerful. And Socke lost 2 matches to him in a best-of-5 series to that 4-gate before turning it around on a map called Aya Garden, which has a rear expansion, and then coming out with all sorts of crazy stuff, including a Sentry hold-off strategy transition into a 3-gateway Twilight Council Blink Stalker combo. Which sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. It's like, well, hold it at the ramp for as long as possible until I get Blink Stalkers, and then my superior micromanage will come into play. Bling has 2 gateways. Will he build a 3rd? We're about to find out. Yes, he will. It is a 4-gateway strategy right now from Bling. A single assimilator up. Socke will no doubt be scouting for this, keeping an eye on things, taking control of those towers. Snipes off a probe as well. Nice play there by him. No proxy pylon for you for the time being. Of course, an early proxy pylon would have been advantageous, but it is not the end of the world. And also, you'll find that Blink should be able to deny the scout unless he misses it. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. Oh, Socke, you sneaky individual. He is all the way in, and he's going to scout that 4-gateway. A critical error by Bling right there. And now Socke will be able to prepare for what he knows is coming. He's going to be 4-gating himself, ladies and gentlemen. And Socke's 4-gate, while we rarely see it, is extremely potent. Every now and again, he will throw that down. He should be able to deny the probe, placing the proxy pylon, keep an eye on things, make sure that no kind of nonsense comes his way. And if that's the case, I'd be very worried for Bling. Bling's going to have to go very forward right now. He's going to have to start pushing, getting aggressive, securing a position where he can deploy. And Socke, 4-gateway into Twilight Council. Yes, indeed, this is an interesting adaptation of his previous strategy. So he's got 2 options right now. He can either go in with the 4-gate. The thing is, he's got 2 assimilators, so it's more likely I would expect to see a hold-off into Blink Stalkers, and then he'll allow his superior micromanagement to come into play. And also, Bling is going for Twilight Council right now, so I think Bling already knows that considering the scouting that his 4-gateway will fail if he attempts to try and pull this off. Driving the Stalker of Socke all the way across the map. Socke still keeping an eye on things, though, and no easy pylons for Bling. Here's the probe. Here's the deployment. How much aggression will be able to come in? Now, it's not all that close, really. It's not as close as it really should be. He can't attack from that angle. He's going to have to go all the way around the side. There is even sniping opportunities from this corner right here for Socke Stalker, so I'm not seeing that as an ideal situation. And we do have Bling on the way for Socke. He doesn't have it right now, but he's got a good 20-second lead on his opponent. And Bling will probably try a little bit of early aggression. We'll see what he can actually do with that. He does have 6 Stalker, 2 Zealot, but the thing is, it's against a Sentry and 5 Stalkers. That's a foregone conclusion in favor of Socke. Should be able to nail him down very easily. And I'm not entirely convinced by Bling's aggression right now, and also the fact that Socke is going to gain an economic advantage over his opponent if Bling continues to warp in and tries to make a push here, because I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it. Socke already prepared for that option, assuming that it does come in. Bling is going to go for it. He doesn't really have a choice in the matter. He's warped in so many at the front already. He's got that proxy pylon up. He's got 9 Stalker and 2 Zealot. It's not enough. It really, really is not. Socke will be able to deal with them very easily. And a scout coming out as well. Socke sees it coming in already. He knows the aggression is on the way. And Socke looking to get good positioning right now. And that Guardian Shield is going to make such a huge difference to this fight. It's just not going to happen. And Blink is already available right now for Socke. Also now available for Bling as well. How much damage can you do? He actually nails down 2 Stalkers. Very nice play there by Bling. However, an aggressive Blink in by Socke nails down that looks for a second right here. It's still good. And Socke doesn't actually have the numbers right now. However, it's going to come down to micromanagement. How good is it going to be? Blink drives him away. However, minimal losses right now for Socke. Socke known as the most efficient player in terms of Protoss play that I've ever seen, honestly. German efficiency from him. Very, very good play. Right now, we're looking at 11 Stalker versus 10 Stalker. 11 Stalker now available for Socke. And a push right here from Bling could prove to be costly. I wouldn't really want to risk that right now. Sentry available for Socke as well. Doesn't really have the energy to do anything with it, but he certainly will in the next 10 seconds or so. Once that happens, then Bling is going to run into a world of pain. That's what's coming his way. And bear in mind that the 4-gateway attacker Bling is starting to peter out right now. You can't really support 4 gates on one base. It just can't really be done. You can't continue to pump units out that way, especially if you're going to lose them to Socke. If we have a look at units lost comparison, units killed is pretty equal in terms of the numbers. There's only really 1 unit in it, so I wouldn't really call it a whitewash on either way. Once again, Socke pushing forward, keeping an eye on things, making sure that nothing goes on over there, nothing untoward. Bling just kind of sitting there. I mean, he's got map control. I'm surprised he doesn't really do anything with it. There we go, robotics facility on its way. I'm surprised not to see an expansion behind this. He certainly is going to have the money very soon to do just that. Almost picks off a Stalker, drawn into a trap right here. Bling with a quick blink out, and the cooldown is right on. And Socke actually has the numbers advantage right now. Plus Guardian Shield is now, it's going to be able to push him all the way back. Bling getting the hell out of there, and advisedly so. And a pylon down immediately. Well, that's problematic. And Socke now with the map control, and he has the upper hand. He's got the numbers that he needs, and no expansion for Bling either. Immortals, perhaps? No Immortals coming out right now. Would be nice to get an Immortal in that mix. That would actually throw the balance off. However, Socke is looking very strong right now, sitting on at 5 Zealot, 17 Stalker. Doesn't have any upgrades aside from Blink, but he does have the numbers advantage, and he also has the micromanagement advantage. He's a very efficient player. Stalker quickly scouts at the ramp, sees exactly what he's up against. Will he go for the charge? He looks like he's going to do just that. He has the Zealot count to do it, and of course he's sitting on that natural expansion, so I wouldn't be remotely surprised to see Socke try and expand behind that. Proxy pylon not really in place for him. He does have one over there, but that's all the way over there, and that's not really in reinforcement range. Socke certainly has the money, but he's not going to bother right now. More warpins and a robotics facility on the way out. No Immortals right now for Bling, and the economy of Socke still slightly ahead. I am very worried that these players are going to start mining out right now. One of them's going to have to expand, and honestly, they don't want to do anything of the sort because they're pretty evenly matched right now in terms of unit count. In fact, their army supply count is almost equal. Bling slightly behind, but not by a huge amount. Socke will be able to push an advantage shortly, but he's not willing to go in yet. Keep an eye on things, folks. Things are about to get very interesting. Bling moving his way across the map, and if he actually gets caught out here, this could be devastating for him. He's got another warp in coming in, however, that is way behind the line. Does take control of the Xel'Naga Watchtower. He sees what's coming in and nails down a Stalker. Very nice play there by him. And Socke looking to defend against this. Is it going to be good enough? We're going to find out. Immediately blinking out there. And that is really not a good idea, because if you blink out immediately, Socke will follow it up and he'll nail down a couple of Stalkers for free, which is not what you want unless you're trying to draw them out. And honestly, he's taking a lot of firepower. Another blink, snipes off another Stalker, and now blink on the back foot. Not what you want at all. Pushed all the way back once again, and Socke finally designed to expand behind that push. I don't really blame him at all. He does have the advantage. He's got the upper hand. He's got the map control. He's got control of a few Xel'Naga Watchtowers. He knows exactly what he's doing. And once again, pushing in, and Blake trying to micromanage away from that. It's not going to happen. However, Socke with a quick blink out there is good stuff. And this is just a salvo after salvo. We're looking at some Napoleonic-era warfare going on right here. The muskets are out, and violence is what you can expect. Bling, however, is on the back foot right now. Down to 30 Stalkers versus 21. Socke will take him apart in this situation unless he's able to get a very quick warp in. Reinforcements coming in. He doesn't have a sentry to block it off. Socke could go in here. He could finish him off, but he's not going to do that right now. Not confident of his numbers. And of course, he doesn't have any scouting information. In the meantime, Blink's actually snuck past him right now. And the question is, will he be able to get caught? Socke must have seen that one. Yes, he has, with the control of the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Bling is moving out. And actually, all the defense of Bling is gone. If we were to get into a base race scenario right now, then Bling would lose it, considering he only has one base. Bling is looking to do major damage right now. The question is, will he be able to do that? I'll start raining it down right now on the pylon. Down it goes. And the Nexus under grave threat, looking to try and push his way up around. However, Socke is ready to deal with it. Quick blink away, and Bling caught out completely out of position. This could be unpleasant. The question is, will Socke be able to flank him right now? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Bling very easily able to jump out of that. Doesn't lose too many Stalkers. I wouldn't be too worried for him right now. Oh, free sentry, the best kind of sentry. However, Socke with aggressive blink in, nails down a couple more Stalkers and looking for a counterattack. And this time he really does have the numbers to make this happen. He really, really does. 27 Stalkers versus 18, and 3 Zealots in the mix as well. Plus, of course, the fact that I'd say that Socke's micromanagement probably a lot better than Bling's. Army supply is massively in favor. There's a quick blink and almost takes a Stalker out, but Bling is very quick on his feet right now. Socke continues to push forward, and it's looking a little bit grim right now for our Bling, I'm afraid. One down, good target fire, takes down the Zealot as well, nails down those weak Stalkers. Excellent target firing right now by Socke. Socke, the efficient German player, doing incredibly well. Look at that, blinking them out of the line, and he sees micromanagement just a little bit better than Bling. Bling is melting. GG, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. And Socke able to deal with Bling in fine style right there. Excellent play by him. Well, to be honest, it was kind of a foregone conclusion. If you're going to get into a Stalker war with Socke, then you better damn well be prepared to do just that. And honestly, he just wasn't. He really, really was not ready to do it. He was behind pretty much the entire game. Moving out there was a bold move, but it didn't really do the job. Wasn't really what he was looking for. He was not able to gain an economic upper hand. And of course, Socke had already expanded, so he had the economic advantage backing him up there as well. And when you do get into a salvo war against Socke, and it's between Blink Stalkers, you can usually expect Socke's micromanagement to be better. It was. You saw it. He lost very, very few Stalkers indeed versus the firepower of Bling. And Bling just crumpled at that point, and that really was the end of him.